Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. At long last, I can finally show you some gameplay of the map IX. I say at long last, but I've only been sitting on this for a few days. I went to Treyarch last week to play Black Ops 4 Zombies for the first time. I recorded my first reactions, they'll be going live on my channel later today. I recorded a bunch of fun games with friends like JC and Noah and Lex and a bunch of other guys that were at the studio. Easter eggs were turned off. I've got to stress that nice and early in this video because otherwise people get really angry about Easter eggs and early access. Don't worry, they've been turned off this time. Treyarch are locking all Easter eggs until tomorrow, so you've got nothing to worry about. And so in this gameplay, essentially, I'm just showcasing a very vanilla experience of what 9 has to offer. There are a couple of kind of core things that I do in this gameplay that are, I suppose, the main sort of pillars of what you'll be seeing here, and then I'll be using those pillars to springboard off and talk about a couple of different features of the map itself that I like. First off though, before I get too deep into the actual rounds here and the progression of my character as I go through the game, I've got to say, I love the way this map looks. Like, really, I just really want to stress this one. I love the way this map looks. Like, Voyage of Despair is actually kind of drab. Like, it's pretty kind of bleak. But this map is glorious. I love it. Just the fact that there's sunshine is surprisingly rare in Zombies maps when you think about it, but this map is vibrant, it's got really lush colors, it's got great contrasting environments as well because you go into the Temple of Danu, it's fairly dark, but there are these glowing kind of turquoise, cyan mushrooms and things everywhere, growing around that world tree, around the world tree thing in the middle, that kind of Yggdrasil type thingamabob that they're going for with Danu. Then you switch environment and you go to Ra. It's an Egyptian temple, essentially, and it feels like it as well. You go over to Zeus, and suddenly you've got all this Greek mythology around you, and then you head to the other final corner of the map for Odin, and again, you get a complete change of scenery, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I've really got to stress this. I love it even more, I think, because of the fact that I just can't wait to see how they integrate the story that they're weaving in this map into the rest of their narrative. I've been worried about the Chaos story not hooking me in, but it's already hooked me in. Like day one, I'm hooked in. Right now I want to know more. Not quite to the extent that I do with the Ether story and with Primus, obviously, but it's definitely got its claws in, and I'm definitely interested in finding out more because I am a really big fan of, like, Greek mythology, for example. I think it's absolutely awesome. And so, to jump into this world and see Treyarch pulling from those very well-known mythologies and taking little bits of inspiration from here and there and showcasing that in their design just makes me happy, man. It just makes me happy. But enough about the aesthetics, let's talk about some gameplay features. Throughout this gameplay, I'm going to be using the Hammer of Valhalla. Now, straight away, as soon as you get the Hammer of Valhalla in your game, as soon as you get that L1 and R1 ability, it can be level 1, it doesn't matter. You give that hammer one swing, and it just feels amazing. It honestly feels so damn good. I think a lot of it, to be honest, is the sound design. There's something about the way that it just clonks on the zombies that feels great. It really is very satisfying to use, and that's just the level 1. You then get up to level 2, and I believe it lets you do some kind of lightning strike type thing down in front of you. You do like a little slam, which is really cool. And then level 3, I mean, at that point, you're basically your thunder god of choice, and it's so much fun to use. So that's the specialist weapon I'm using in this gameplay. I've got specialist gameplay of, for example, the Scepter of Ra in my Voyage of Despair early gameplay, and I'll obviously be posting a bunch more gameplay as soon as the embargo lifts, which is the time after which we're actually allowed to show you guys more stuff, because I want to do guides on all the specialist weapons, all the elixirs, all the perks, all the special equipment, everything. I'm going to be posting guides on everything, and it's all going to be no nonsense. It's going to be glorious. So Another thing that I really like about this map is the fact that in a map like Shadows of Evil, the Pack-a-Punch was sort of hidden from newer players. Now, obviously, it wasn't like they pretended it wasn't there and like tried to cover it up, but you had to actually know kind of what you were doing in order to be able to get the pap open. Just think about it. You had to go and grab the summoning key, and to do that you needed to become a beast, and you needed to know how to shock things, and then you needed to be able to become a beast again and start lassoing yourself around the map, and then you needed to go into this little lair and put the key down on a table and then survive a ritual and then do that multiple times while also lassoing around the rest of the map and getting items. Bit of a nightmare, right? Like, really, for a seasoned zombies player, as you probably are listening to this video, not a big deal at all. But for new players, impossible. Just completely impossible. Massive learning curve. Whereas in this map, what's really nice is there are more open areas, as Jason has said, and as such, you do have that slightly nicer learning curve to the experience, but also, Pack-a-Punch is not ridiculous. It's a very straightforward process. It means that people would conceivably be able to jump into this game without watching any YouTube guides and still manage to figure pap out pretty damn quickly, which is really cool. Now, granted, it isn't going to be an instant thing because you need to know how to do certain things in the zombies mode. You can't be a complete novice, but it's a really positive step to have a map on disc that is an offering to newer players, and then you've got plenty of other maps like Voyage, for example, which are really going to test the hardcore players, I'm sure, and so you end up with a really nice balance. I mean, there's also a zombies tutorial in this game, which I haven't played yet. I think I'm going to do it first on stream. It'll be like my first ever attempt, I suppose, at the tutorial, because there's a basic and an advanced one, and that's something I'm really excited to do on stream a little later today. And just generally, I'm actually really excited to stream a bunch during Black Ops 4, not just for launch, but I've basically splashed out on some really goddamn expensive new PCs, so I'm hoping that that, combined with the new audio setup that I'm sitting at right now, is going to mean that I can stream much more consistently than before. I'm also full-time now, whereas previously I've obviously been in university, as I've discussed with you guys, and so I just have more time to make content. So expect streams more often, because I like doing them, you guys like them as well, and there's going to be a lot of content to cover this year. And that's actually quite a good segue into another thing I wanted to mention, which is that I think there's a strong chance that people assume that this map's Easter egg is going to be the easiest because of all the things I've just said, right? It's the easy map. It's spatially quite open, quite chill, and so you'd expect it to therefore be quite easy for newer players to play, and therefore, wouldn't it make sense for the Easter egg to be straightforward as well? Well, there was an interview that Jason did about a week or two ago, in which he said that the spatial complexity of a map does not necessarily equate to the Easter egg complexity. And what he means by that is that narrow maps, like Voyage of Despair, could have easy Easter eggs, and 9, this open, sort of friendly map, could have a very menacing Easter egg. So don't go making too many assumptions before actually getting to the point where Treyarch unlock the Easter eggs and we can all jump in at the same time and start hunting, because you may end up getting thrown for a loop. I mean, think about it. Jason loves to troll the community, and he really loves to show people that they are wrong when they think they are right. And so if people are going, oh yeah, 9, easiest map in the game, easiest Easter egg in the game, Jason's gonna be like, actually fam, no, I'm not letting that one fly, bud, sorry, and he's just gonna completely screw us all over with some crazy Easter egg. And there are a couple of leads that we've found so far. Codename Pizza at the event was doing a great job on 9. He was absolutely smashing this map just because it's the one that he was enjoying the most, I think. And he found some interesting stuff to do with the shield. Looking forward to see if that goes any further in the future. But for now, I guess we won't really be able to do anything at all in that direction because it's basically going to just stray into Easter egg territory, and obviously all the Easter eggs are locked. So I think this is probably a pretty good time in the video to ask you guys what you think of this gameplay that I've just shown you. How does this map rank compared to the other maps in Black Ops 4 that I'm posting right now early on my channel? Also, I want to stress that you can look forward to more Black Ops 4 Zombies guides, streams, and plenty more content coming up later today, as long as you subscribe and you turn on the bell. thanks for watching, guys. I'm MrRoflWaffles. I'll hopefully see you very soon, especially maybe in a stream later today. That would be really fun. All right, see you guys there.